This is a hard video because it's been 3 years to the date of my healing anniversary, meaning the date that I started to do everything I could in order to get well. And I've been sick for 4.5 years. And 3 years ago today is when I walked away from all the doctors and the medicines and everything and embarked on my natural healing journey. And I've had a lot of setbacks and I haven't had much forward progress. And it's just really hard to center myself and acknowledge where I am still and how far I have to go and how much suffering I still have. But I wanted to talk today. I just want to put that aside and talk today about the things that I have tried to get better and what has helped, what has not helped. And more of this is for myself because I need to organize my thoughts. Like, what has worked, what is working, what has worked, what did I try, because I need to double up on the things that have helped, and now I have a lot of data, and let go of the things that set me back or don't work. Okay, so a lot of the things I've tried homeopathy and energetic medicine, drops, and different things like that. None of them did anything. I have tried all kinds of body work, Reiki, acupuncture, massage, body talk therapy, all kinds of hands-on healing, EFT, all kinds of, well, I shouldn't put EFT in there. I should just say all kinds of body work with practitioners who heal energetically. And none of them have helped or worked. And I think one of the reasons is because lying still and laying down is a trigger for things to get worse for me. And also, it's just, I wanted all of these things to work. I still want them to work, but in actual reality, none of them really have made a difference. Okay, let's see. I've done lots of different exercises, including walking, stretching, bouncing, strength building, and in the last couple of months, I've completely cut all of it out. But I think it did help me. Looking back, I think slowly stretching, I know stretching over time upon waking, during the day, and going to bed helps, and did help. Ease muscle tension, stiffness, pain, fibromyalgia type pain, all the pain and nerve pain. Strength building always made me feel worse after I did it. But I think over the long run, I was getting a little better at it. I was progressing, and my numbers and my symptoms were getting better over time, even though after each session, I felt a lot worse. So I'm still not sure about that one. I don't know. I can't correlate it for sure. But gentle yoga definitely made a bit of a difference and did help. Some yoga, intense yoga, where I was just really holding positions or pushing myself, even if it was a gentle class, set me back far. Breathing, like intense breathing, pranayama breathing, and Wim Hof breathing, even though I believe it's so beneficial and so good for you, it did set me back. I think it was too intense for my nervous system, and had I gone a little easier and only done half the exertion, I think it would have been good. So that's something that I will do. Okay, I've done all kinds of like reflexology, ionic foot baths, massage, all that stuff. Deep massage always feels good and trigger points in the moment, but it does hurt the next day. So again, I'm up in the air on that one. I do think it helps when you need it, but it does kind of set your muscles and everything back the next day. Um, Baths and detox baths and all these different things, they've helped. I mean, they're all calming, so they're all good to do, but none of them have been the thing that's knocking it out of the park. None of them have helped um, actually heal me. Um, I've done complete detox programs, major detox programs. One was at a clinic for 10 weeks where I was going into saunas for 4 hours a day, taking intensive oral chelation supplements, blood chelation, all kinds of chelation, building up back with supplements and amino acids, and then just sauna therapy, tons of sauna therapy, and that made me so sick. I cannot tell you. It was so debilitating. I've also done other detox programs, juice fasts, water fasts, and mineral and like detox supplements programs, which also made me super sick and made my symptoms return with a vengeance. And I believe that's one of the things that has me so set back right now for the past 4 months is a detox program with a lot of detox supplements, binders. Even though they're natural and they were meant to be easy on my system, I really believe it crashed it, and that is too much for me. So I've also done vitamin remineralization, IVs, you know, Myers-Briggs cocktails and vitamin C, and I've done a lot of glutathione, and I've done glutathione with a nebulizer. I think those did have a positive impact, but they didn't heal me. I also did high dose vitamin C, making my own liposomal vitamin C, where I was doing extremely high dose, like the Linus Pauling suggests, and it didn't heal me. It could have made me worse. I don't know. I've done all the other like Qigong, Tai Chi, healing codes, EFT tapping, electronic magnetic devices for a neurofeedback and just retraining your brain. None of them helped me. I mean, I think they're good to do, but none of them actually helped me heal. They didn't make me worse though. I will say that hyperbaric oxygen therapy, which I did 2 hours a day on a protocol for 30 days, made me extremely worse. The practitioner was convinced that I had Lyme and that it was a Herxheimer reaction, but for whatever reason, the hyperbaric oxygen set me back like years. It was so taxing on my system, and when I was done with that protocol, I was nearly dead. I mean, it was just god awful. I have done many enemas and colonics. I've done lots of colonics, so probably many sessions, like 30 full colonic sessions, tons and tons of enemas, as well as I didn't do the coffee enemas because I have such a strong adverse reaction to any type of caffeine or stimulant that I just wasn't willing to go there. But I did water enemas, I did sea salt enemas, I have done lots of probiotic enemas, and I have also done fecal transplants. And the first several rounds of fecal transplants, I actually thought that I was getting better. I thought that things were improving. But the second rounds of fecal transplants and thirds and fourth rounds of fecal transplants, set me back and gave me more gut issues than I had. So that unfortunately didn't work. I thought there was promise there, and it didn't help. These blue blocking glasses that I wear did help. Before I wore the blue blocking glasses at night, I was averaging an hour of 2 hours of sleep a night. Putting them on did make a difference. So I would recommend them. They didn't heal me, but they increased my sleep from 2 to 6 hours within a couple of weeks. And I just believe more sleep is healing for you. Okay, so I have done many different electronic stimulation brain devices like Fisher Wallace and Mark Pro, and just different, the David, and all kinds of ones that you hook on and they give you these little shocks all over your body. And I believe they make me worse. They ramp up my symptoms. They make my brain symptoms worse. They make everything worse. So I've had to abandon most of those after a month or two of use. But I've done several of them. I've probably tried 5 different types of units and had similar results with all. Okay, so I've done cold thermogenesis and Wim Hof and the ice baths and ice face dunking and ice showers and cold showers, and I do believe that those made a difference. I think that those helped for the positive nature of them, even though they were also hard and taxing on my body. I think going slower is better, but I do think that made and makes a positive difference. Okay, I don't even know what to say about supplements. I'll have to do a whole different video just on that, but I've tried many like supplements, and none of them have helped. I mean, some of them have helped, but none of them cured me. So I do believe some of them are helpful supplements, and I'll go through which ones and which ones not. But overall, I've tried so many vitamins and supplements that I just don't know that a supplement is gonna heal me, even though I've tried. I've also tried going off all supplements, taking nothing. There were times when I was taking certain supplements and certain supplement regimes and for my brain and different things that I was making improvements. There was also times when I went off everything that I was making improvements. So there seems to be no rhyme or reason there. Okay, going off computer screens, phones, I've done all EMF off in my house, complete EMF, turning off everything, all my power, everything, except for the fridges. And I do believe that helps. I made much progress, even though it's completely difficult to be disconnected and from everything and not being able to research, not being able to do your own thing. I do believe there's something to it, and it really does make a difference. Okay, let me see. So many things here. I wrote a few things down. I'm just going to look through. I've gone to many different doctors, practitioners, and functional medicine doctors, functional neurologists, naturopaths, homeopaths. I've seen them all, and standard medical doctors and specialists, internists, and I've tried so many different things. Oh man, I can't even believe how many things I've tried. I have tried urine therapy, drinking your own urine. I mean, you get so desperate that you will do and try anything and everything. Okay. Let's see. Let me tell you the things that noticeably made it worse and noticeably made it better. Okay, so let me see if I have a list of that. I think I made a list. I may not have my whole list, but okay. The things that definitely made it worse were looking at computer screens, holding any kind of electronic magnetic devices in my hands, using magnetic devices on my body, Juicing. Oh yeah, I should talk about diets and what diets I've tried before I go on with this list. So I have tried every single diet possible. I've done the alkaline diet, the paleo diet, the autoimmune paleo diet, the whole food 30 diet, the leaky gut diet, the ketogenic diet, the raw vegan diet, the vegan diet. I've I've exhausted my diets. So let's just put it that way. Okay, let's go back to things that made it noticeable, make it worse, which is computer screens, devices on my body or in my hands, television screens, any kind of things like that. So for diets, high carb diets and juice diets, even though I always come back to them and I always try to do a detox, it always makes me worse every time. The vegan diet, the raw vegan diet, definitely I went raw vegan for 3 to 4 months, and at the end of those months, I was considerably worse. And I've come back, circled back to that 2 or 3 times, and each time worse, worse, worse. Lying down, sitting still, and laying flat actually make things a lot worse. Any kind of stimulant like caffeine, chocolate, anything like that, worse. Eating nightshades, which are tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, potatoes. I haven't really noticed it with potatoes, but the nightshade family, I think, makes it worse. I can't say for sure, but peppers for sure. Tomatoes I'm iffy on, and the rest. It just seems to me every time I eat nightshades, I have worse days following. Grains make things worse, so overall eating grains is worse. Stress makes things worse, so anytime I have too much to do, the kids, any kind of them arguing or having to discipline them, any kind of stress, noise, anything like that will stress my central nervous system and make things worse. Lights from stores, bright lights from stores, fluorescent lights, anywhere that's not natural lighting, I have to wear these and it still makes me worse. So definitely worse. Too much time indoors will make me worse. Not enough sleep makes me worse. I wish I had my list of things that make it better, but things that are kind of neutral were homeopathy, bouncing, exercise, qigong, reiki, acupuncture, chakra therapy, yoga, reflexology, ionic foot baths, body talks, work, visualization, baths, and baths, light therapy. There's a lot of things that were neutral. Laugh therapy, dance therapy, remineralization, and different things like that. They were all neutral, meaning they didn't really make me worse, but they didn't make me better. And things that make it better. I wish I had my list. I don't know where my list is, but things that make it better. Okay, sleep makes it better. Not looking at screens, being outside in fresh air, grounding to the earth. These all seem like benign things, but they actually made huge improvements in my symptoms. Huge. Just standing on the earth, being outside, grounding, huge improvements in my symptoms. Peppermint essential oil. I have tried probably 130 essential oils, different kinds. Peppermint oil, like when I am not feeling well, just sniffing it, putting it on my body, dousing it for pain, has saved me on many occasions from actually just killing myself. I mean, it seems like the most ridiculous thing when I've tried so many things, but it is still one of the things, my go-tos every day, all the time. I definitely would recommend it. I wish I had more of this. Hang on, let me see what I can find. Yeah, I'm just not finding my lists. I don't know. I wrote stuff down, but vegan diets definitely made things worse. High fat diets made things better. Ketosis made things better for sure, 100% for sure. Um, one of the times. The last time I did keto, though, it made things worse, I felt. But I was doing some other things, including detox at the same time, so that might have been the reason. Um, but higher fat diets definitely are better for me than um, lower fat diets. Also, having no carbs was not as good as including some carbs. So, more like including a lot of high fat foods and a lot of good high density foods, but also being sure to include and getting all my phytonutrients from vegetables and fruit and not going too low, which can happen when you're on keto and which can be a little harmful as well. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Drinking lots of water always helps. Sleep helps. Being outside helps. Massages help when the muscle pain is too great, but not too hard for too long. Some deep trigger points, but then ease off. Peppermint oil helps. There's just so many things that help. So um, definitely no screens and being outside and sleep. I mean, these are basic things, and they've helped more than anything. GAPS diet made me worse, considerably worse. I believe it wasn't GAPS per se, because I do believe I've done other diets that were similar, like leaky gut healing diets, where there was a lot of bone broth, cooked vegetables, cooked meats, these types of things. I think I may have, I think it was the probiotic portion, like the fermented foods portion of that diet that hurt me. And if I tried it again, I wouldn't include the fermented foods with any of the meals. Fermented foods definitely set me back. Um, right now, the diet that I'm doing, and it seems to be making slight improvement, is a low histamine, low thiol, low sulfur, and yeah, basically low sulfur, low thiol, low histamine, um, and low lectin diet. So I am doing that right now. It's very limiting, which is hard nutritionally. I'm used to getting more nutrition, and I am worried about nutritional deficiencies if I do this diet for too long. But I really want to give it a go to see if I can decrease inflammation. So I'll update on that diet later. But so far, it's made a slight noticeable difference to my setback after the last detox protocol. Yeah, that's it. So this is where I am. These are the things I've tried. And so many more. I mean, I've been to a shaman. I've been to mystic healers of all sorts. I just feel like I've done so many things that I would have come across the answer by now. I'm disappointed that I haven't. But I do know that it's not necessarily one thing, but a collection of things done day in, day out, and really